know
Nikki
Susan
Haley got up at the
Yeah.
convention, and I stomached as much as I could,
Yeah.
but she was just pretty much like, wow. I mean, she must have needed a bucket of chapstick, with all the ass kissing that she did that night.
I was just curious what you
Think about what?
about your boy allegedly being shot in the ear.
Okay, since we're off camera, we can say it again on camera if we need to. When I first saw it live, I saw him flinch, grab his ear, go down. I'm thinking it was staged. That's my initial thought. It was staged to rev his people up, right? To get them all revved up. So I've been thinking more about it. My personal thought this has nothing to do with the production of the show. It's hard to kill evil. That's my thoughts. So the kid that did it, he was on target. Dude turned his head, I guess. That's why it only took a year. So, how many times they tried to kill him? They killed everybody around him, but they couldn't kill him. And I'm not a proponent of violence, let me say that, right? But since it did happen, then, it was a failed attempt. It just, in the mind of his followers, it just made him even more difficult to deal with as a human being. Because he's a guy, you don't pledge allegiance to the United States Constitution, you pledge allegiance to me. And so, that's how dictators are. Our Constitution as we know it, it's in the shit. So
I don't think it was a setup. I think it was a setup, but not a setup.
okay, so what part do you think is not the same?
Hello. That he got shot. I think it was meant for him to get shot. I just think they chose a stupid dummy to do it.
They being his party?
Huh?
They being the Republican Party.
Secret Service.
Oh, Secret Service.
I think it was ultimately the Secret Service because, look, I've been around when there's been a president in town.
Yeah.
They're talking 120. Fuck that. Them motherfuckers on top of buildings. They was down on the motherfucking Duwamish River. They was on the Cedar River. They was on all of these.
They were across the bridge.
Yeah, they was on
off traffic.
all
Right.
of these motherfuckers.
Mr. Barnes. Am I in your seat?
No, you could get.
You're doing fine. You just stay where you're at.
No, I respect the hierarchy. So, I know what you're saying, but it's something I heard today, but I haven't confirmed it. He was dressed up like one of the agents, so he just blended in.
Exactly. And how would he get a uniform like that? Where they wouldn't blink an eye. From them.
You could get them from T-Mobile.
No, he got it from them.
Sit your ass down.
You know what's funny? I used to think that was my name where my aunt used to keep me. Boy, sit your ass down. So, but
When you get to school, what's your name? Gary, what's your last name?
sit your ass down. But yeah, I don't throw out anybody's. Houston, we have a docking. Beep. Yeah, I don't, whatever anybody thinks, it's out there because it's wild. It's very wild now.
I liken it to, I really do. When I first saw the shit, the first thing that came to my mind was the song B-Movie, Gil Scott-Heron. And it's about back in the day when Reagan was president and all the crazy shit that was going on. Guess what?
Same shit.
Same shit.
Yeah.
30 years later, same shit. This motherfucker was talking about this shit back then.
You know what it reminded me of? Jack Ruby.
Yeah, how he was able to even be in there, get, yeah, hello.
What are you trying to say? It's the CIA?
E-I-E-I-O.
Hey, Secret Service today, CIA tomorrow, CIA yesterday, FBI the day before that, you know.
It's all a bunch of letters.
Yeah, so,
And a bunch of whites in suits. Dangerous whites in suits.
Yeah.
The uncles of the KKK.
Nephews.
Because
a lot of them
because
really,
they're above the KKK.
And we
Intellectually and boom, boom, boom. But they're the same motherfuckers.
same song yesterday.
Yeah.
Same song yesterday.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
So, okay, let's throw, what's the motive for the Secret Service?
Man, don't you remember those hearings they had? And they
What
was,
did you say, earrings? Oh, hearings, never mind.
and it may have been the Comey ones, I don't know. But the shit came out that the Secret Service was they wasn't dealing with it. They didn't like dealing with this motherfucker. And they was trying to set his ass up.
Who said who? Despicable?
45.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where I get it. That hey, wait a minute, this motherfucker got how close? Nah, it's the Secret Service because their job is to keep a motherfucker away, and
But-
they've been really good at it.
But if he
You know,
was
you gonna tell
just
me
like
one
one of
time?
them, if he was a good mole, how did,
Man, the motherfucker's 20 years old and look like a twerp. Come on.
what? Isn't that your best soldiers, 18 to 20?
You gotta have a brain, man. He's a dude, he ain't no woman.
Now, wait a minute. What does he have to do with it?
I don't know, you went David W. there, so.
No. Dudes, it's a proven fact, dudes mature at 35 to 40. Women mature at 20 to 24.
All right, do me a favor, my hearing aid ain't working that well. Tie that into what happened. Why you give me that?
Because there was a woman in the delegate that covered him up.
No, there was a woman all in it. If you look at
She got
that damn...
Oh yeah,
she got.
yeah,
The
kind of
last
chubby one.
The first one came up this way, but she came up from behind and was in front of where the gunshot had
And
come.
what kind of sense does that make?
What?
A man who grabs cats
Well,
and they have
you
a
know,
women bodyguards? Come on.
Hey, she had two. There was two
What
there.
kind of
There was
sense?
actually four there.
Well,
kind of sense
I
does that
mean,
make to
in the group shot I saw, I was only two. There may have been 4, 6, 18, 20, I don't know.
I only saw one woman. That I mean, you
No,
know.
there was two.
Okay, the one I saw, she looked like this. She was kind of in front of the podium.
Yeah.
So, where was the other?
She was the one that came running up. Had a little blonde ponytail. She ran up and did like this over him.
But when they got to the car, the one that opened the door had long brown hair.
Yeah, and she had
And the one behind the car
she had
with
been on
this.
the other side. Yeah.
that's four.
But they was there, and you know,
Milliseconds after the fact.
this is true. So you know now.
So, if that is the way it happened, who wanted him taken out? Why would the Secret Service do? Is there a political agenda the Secret Service has?
They're not supposed to,
It might have
but this motherfucker
It
done
might have
did so
been.
much shit that he turned employees who were supposed to be neutral against his ass and have them come out talking about it.
It might,
Or
but
yes.
it might have been that they were actually trying to kill the dude they killed because he had a secret life. He might have been some kind of double agent or some shit. And Trump had a little razor blade. He did this on his ear.
See, yeah.
So
it's
rest-
easy to do.
It's all wrestling trick. And then he always, and then
over wrestling.
and then he did like this with his other hand.
And his shirt was open. Why?
Well, what about this? They're carting him out. The perfect angle. He's doing this shit with the American flag,
Right.
you know, so he can
Behind
sell
him,
those
and
pictures.
little cut ear. And
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not throwing out anybody's theory.
Because they killed this guy, and we still don't know that much about him outside.
He was a fireman,
I don't know what he was.
Allegedly.
alleged
I
fireman.
don't know what he was.
Who
Like
covered
I
his
said,
wife, who was composed enough to say, "My husband's a hero. He draped over me." I ain't buying that either.
Okay.
All of this smacks of
Hollywood.
and Dallas.
Again. Well, that's why I started off with, was it staged? And so you think it was staged, but not, you think it was staged, but not, I think differently the way I think it was staged.
Yeah,
but now I don't remember the way I think it was staged. So let's move on. Okay, getting all that. Yes.
I'm just saying, there's all kinds of ways that a conspiracy theory can be spun.
Okay.
So
What about this theory?
these are examples of some of them.
Right. This
Because there's a whole lot of other kinds of people that are, this happened and this happened and this
Right.
happened. And was this orchestrated? Was this something that they saw getting ready to happen and they let happen? Or were they out to get the guy they got? As I say, people lead double lives
or triple lies.
and there's a lot of people that spy for this government bureau on that government bureau, and they're
Get their envelope of money.
well, the whole point is, it's just like there again another conspiracy theory.
So, okay, let's go back to, you say orchestrated, right?
If it had been orchestrated, he wouldn't be talking right now. He wouldn't be the nominee. And if he was, we were really in real.
Wait.
What happened there?
He said you think it was orchestrated. What was your answer? Yes or no?
He's very
Because you started going somewhere, and I've been following. You started to lose me. Was your answer yes or no to you think it was orchestrated?
Why are you giving me the Dudley the Gary evil look, man?
Politician.
How do you say it was?
That was a politician answer. Because that's just like the same answer that that guy gave. Despicable 45 is who he is, that guy.
Yeah.
When they asked him if you lose the election, are you just gonna accept what goes on? And he never did say yes or no. He just said, as long as it's fair. And I'm like, dude, wow, she didn't ask you all of that. As long as she said yes or freaking no.
I mean, I don't mind the explanation. I
Now back to
didn't hear an answer
now
before
back
you.
to this
Yeah, I haven't
question.
heard it
Yes
either,
or
so-
no, then explain. That's
So,
Suddenly I'm the freaking moderator.
I don't even know what the question was.
okay, I used to take a special bus to school, so you need to break it down to me. Did you think it was orchestrated? Yes or no? Because my tuna sandwich is getting warm and I can't eat it until I hear your answer.
Okay, it's true. I see him lick the window.
I
It tastes
think,
like ketchup.
I think they tried to orchestrate it.
They who? They who? Who's up
Secret
first?
Service.
Okay. Now we might be getting ready to gain traction. For what political reason? And for who?
Because 45 is an asshole that tried to and almost succeeded in destroying the government agencies when he was in office.
Okay, got you. So protecting their best interests.
Protecting
Survival.
our best interest because 45 is intent on trampling and burying us.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers know it, and they know that they are probably the last logical line of defense before it gets crazy.
So okay. So could it be? Yeah. Yeah.
Who is us?
U.S. Us America or
America.
Thank you. Continue.
Damn it, we pulled over. Oh, put on my blinker and get back in the traffic. Okay. So, all right. Secret Service has gotten to the point they want to protect us from evil.
You can see it like that.
When are they going to do something about the Supreme Court? Yeah.
Because, okay, this is where the alphabet soup comes in. Who protects the Supreme Court?
Well, wait. Everybody. I mean, there's no telling who might be there to protect their sorry asses because a lot of them probably have private security. However, supposedly there's a proposal on the table to term limit the Supreme Court. Instead of like, once you're there for life.
Right.
Okay? Then there's also supposedly a proposal to deal with their, well, as they call them, ethics. Because people be bribing them and, especially Clarence Thomas, they was trying to make a really big deal out of him. Didn't work because he's there for freaking life.
Right.
So if that does happen, there may be a chance to turn decisions around or re-examine decisions
And bring them back to life.
and re-examine those issues and possibly get some things turned around. So we will see if that happens, or if I was just like, stoned and dreamed it.
And how many years? First of all, it's got to get somewhere where it can move forward to be in place to be
Okay.
reality, right?
Okay, this news flash, blurb, whatever the hell, I read it in the paper. Anyway, whatever the hell, this information did not mention how many years
Right. Okay.
and whether or not they would have to be appointed by one of the legislative bodies.
Okay.
And none of that shit it was just an idea that apparently somebody had been thinking about to placate the public at large. Or it may turn into a real proposal.
So when you say to placate, that bothers me because it's placation and it's not really meant to go anywhere. It's just
As I
go
said,
there. Yeah.
supposedly, because I didn't want to use like allegedly, but supposedly this idea has been floated. It's not a proposal, it's just kind of, well, this is what we're thinking about.
Yeah. It's,
But they put it out there and then, people kind of like ease back on that issue and then they can get away with some other bullshit. Because politics is kind of like prestidigitators. Watch of this hand while all the shit is doing that's supposed to be done is done with this hand.
So if you are correct, Mr. David W. D. Force, there are other attempts in the works because he's still there. Only he's more stronger to his flock because now he's an effing martyr. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I haven't heard, like they're on day 3 of their convention, don't watch it a lot, but I haven't even heard one of them suggest, and I know there's got to be one, our country's too violent, there are too many guns, this happens way too, I haven't heard them suggesting. Should they, or is it just, I'm trying too hard to get them to be like human beings do?
That's not going to happen.
Who manufactures them, B, who uses them. So it's like, if we start regulating this, well, a lot of the First Amendment people are going to really not get into that. Have you noticed? You haven't heard about that issue yet?
That's
They're not going to.
That's right.
And it's not at the convention anyway.
So to them, it's like,
And the weird part about everything that's going on, all the people that are endorsing him and that he handpicked for vice president, all of those
Yes.
people are
yeah,
turnabouts. They were all dogging the shit out of him. Vance, years ago, he was like staunch anti-Trump.
Yeah.
Suddenly, he's a Republican wonder kid or whatever the fuck you want to
Yeah.
call his young ass.
I was wrong.
Okay.
I now see
Nikki
the light.
Haley got up at the
Yeah.
convention, and I stomached as much as I could,
Yeah,
but she was just pretty much like, wow. I mean, she must have needed a bucket of chapstick. Because all the ass kissing that she did that night,
And
in
that-
my opinion.
and
this
is that
is
gargling,
just-
in my opinion.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, all of the people that are now, because basically it's like the Republicans are the party du jour. Because you
Yeah.
got people that bounce back and forth like
Right,
a fucking
right.
tennis match. Oh, fuck it, I'm voting for Trump. Oh, that son of a bitch, I'm voting for Biden. And that shit goes on in people's heads a lot in this country. They'll take a poll today and they'll say one thing, and they'll poll the same people tomorrow and it'll come out different.
Well, and what are polls, and who monitors polls, and what does it mean? What's the sample size?
It's all about statistics. You use the one that's most advantageous to you
At that time. Yeah.
at the time that it's needed. Statistics are easy to manipulate, however,
No, it's just, this is my own naivete. I used to believe the Supreme Court was the Supreme Court. It had no politics. They made a ruling just based on fact, with no agenda about politics, and we accepted it and moved on. Boy, was I. They have a political agenda.
well, of
So-
course they do. Especially if they're appointed for their political views. It's like back in the day, allegedly, like you say, judges were apolitical, right? They were not supposed to be, in a sense, judgmental. They were supposed to listen at both sides, weigh the issues, come to a conclusion in their mind and then share what they wanted to share with us.
In their mind actually means it's supposed to mean the decisions that they make are supposed to be based on the law, the written law.
Yeah.
That's what's supposed to be. But if you believe that 1 and 1 is 2, and he believes 1 and 1 is 3, and it says, and they can both find it in the book there or wherever. You know what I mean?
They'll split the difference in 1 and 1 is 2.5. But anyway.
Well, 1 and 1 is 2, and 1 and 1 is 3, depending on what system you use to add 1 and 1.
That's new math, because that's what I call that shit. But anyway, shit, I was doing fine until them motherfuckers started bringing letters into numerics and mathematics and shit.
Well, in computer language,
But then once I grew up, I oh my God, I rattled my brain, I do remember, you know. And then we actually had to take classes, refresher classes as part of our apprenticeships and shit. So it did come in handy, however, like everything else, education-wise, for the most part, the education that I got, I had to steal it. I mean, it was laid out, but there was no assistance for the fat little black kid. So I had to figure a lot of shit out for myself, which thank God I was able to do.
yeah.
But, you know, I've grown up partially in a segregated school system. Dropped out of kindergarten in New York City. Now there's the story.
You dropped out of kindergarten?
Yes.
Dude, are we rolling? Oh, do tell.
I don't know how we got here, but yes.
It's true. Do tell.
Oh, well, I was living in New York City, and so, you know, in one of them little step-down apartment things like that and everything.
Stoop or something.
I don't know what the fuck they call
It
that.
was a
I was only
step.
there for a couple of years. So I started kindergarten, and my great-grandfather died, so we moved back to New Orleans. End of story.
So
I don't know how the fuck we got there, but still at all.
So you knew you weren't going to be in New York City long.
I didn't know
So
shit.
you just
I
said,
was like 4 or 5. I didn't know shit. I do remember meeting the champ, whoever the fuck that was at that time.
The chancellor.
The champ.
Now this one, the champ.
The champ. But
Boxing?
not the one who was the greatest. I met him later in life.
Oh, gotcha.
But this was like, what you call Sugar Ray Robinson guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know. Anyway, back to the subject, which was,
What the fuck?
no, it wasn't what the fuck.
It was a Secret Service.
That's what we're dealing with.
This was a part of their plan. And there they are.
Okay. How you mention Secret Service and then there's a knock on the door. Hey now, wait a minute.
Okay.
All right.
Well, sir.
Just a minute. All right. Here, hold this.
Run this across the screen.
Yes. Huh?
I'm gonna get jumped with wheelchairs and canes and all kind of things.
I ain't done
It's
shit.
your grandson.
I don't know what it
We
is
thought you was the Secret Service.
about that what you said.
Yeah, a lot going on in here, boy.
That's right, boy. Very, very timely that we had just mentioned the Secret Service and then there was a knock at the door.
Simultaneous knock.
You know, it's like, damn dude, that was bad.
Now,
Be like, we ain't even live, but they in it.
That's some crazy stuff.
yeah, because.
But you see, you know what that was?
Okay, bring me back to the board.
That was just a tiny, tiny moment of paranoia
What are you talking about?
in the timing of those two incidents.
And the knock.
It's like as soon as we mentioned, I said, what subject were we talking about? You said Secret Service,
Right.
and then knock, 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 knock. And for a second, people was like, he looked out the window.
And there's a whole bunch of black Ford Explorers.
He looked out the window, and we all were kind of like, just for a second, there was that paranoia that it truly could be the Secret fucking Service. That's how sneaky we suspect
Right.
that they are.
Plus, you have history. I
Well,
don't want to scare anybody. But there's 29 police cars.
no, but this actually happened to everybody. As the British said, simultaneously.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. You have to be paranoid these days.
Well, you have to be aware of your surroundings, right?
Yeah.
That helps, that adds to the protection,
Absolutely.
you know?
You know, because I have been near some crazy shit.
Yeah. This is a little
But you
sidebar.
always have to have an exit strategy.
You always have an end. Know where you are, and just my opinion.
Remember the Golden Crown?
Hey, you know what?
Or John?
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
names did it have?
Yeah, and guess what? Guess what I find out later in life as we're going. The motherfucker that ran that, the Chinese motherfucker, turned out to be my lead at Boeing. And check this out. His son went to Franklin and graduated 68, named Daryl Chin.
Oh shit, he's using government names. Can we edit that? You can't be using government names, especially when you related to that goddamn death trap. But you remember the stairs are only like that big?
Yeah. And you know what he said? He said, I only did it because I knew them black people would go up there. He said, white boys ain't going up there.
Well, he was kind of right, because there was a group of regulars that would come up there. At least every time I go, not like I was a regular, but you know what I'm saying. But there was another way out, see? And first thing happens, everybody runs to them stairs, and they were very steep, and they were only fucking that wide. That being approximately 6 to 8 inches wide for stairs, which is really thin, especially if they're really steep. And then women would really be up on heels and stuff like that. So there was I don't know how they got a fire permit, so that unless there was another exit, which I found as soon as I went up there the first time.
But check this out. Y'all probably don't realize what we're talking about, but back in the day, in downtown Seattle, there was up this long row of stairs.
To the second floor without a break.
There was a nightclub that operated after 2 a.m.
Well, at first it didn't. Well, no, it didn't at first. But wasn't it called John John's at first?
I don't know what it was called.
And
but
then
but
at
it was
the
actually
end
a
of
restaurant.
at
It was
the
actually
end of its
second floor
run,
restaurant.
it was called the Golden Crown.
Up.
Okay, up. Because it was.
Yeah, Golden Crown.
You get a lot of exercise and you get hungry as hell by the time you get to the restaurant.
Yeah.
But no, it was straight up 2 flights with very thin stairs at a very steep angle from the ground floor to the second story of the building. Very weird. However, there was no landing, there was no curve, there was nothing but a long, like ski jump run. It was, yeah. You know. But the thing is, it's
All right. So
Those
what do
days
we?
are over.
I was about to say. Where's the conversation going now, guys? Because we didn't beat them stairs to death.
Yes.
Think we didn't talk politics. You guys want to talk about anything else?
No. Hey, here's your disguise.
They fell off, I didn't even notice.
Darn.
Cause you ain't on backwards.
So
Boy, this is a
anyway,
high storm.
But yeah. I think we about beat it in the head this week.
So, do we bring it home at all, even a little bit?
No.
Okay, let's try to bring it home. Secret Service, good, bad, or indifference, or just protecting themselves?
Protecting us, left one out.
okay, which one did you choose?
Protecting us.
Oh, okay, there you are.
So, does that mean there's going to be more, before all is said and done, more protection that they're going to give us moving forward?
I don't know because it depends on who gets in office.
Well, I mean, would this happen?
I know the election's not even.
It's a few months away.
It doesn't seem like it would matter who gets in office if they was trying to do it now. So are they going to try again?
I would say that their whole thing is to prevent him from getting back in office. So everything's open game.
Any ideas you want to throw out about what that might look like?
Crazy. It's gonna look crazy because you know what? This to me, this is what we've been talking about all along, all these years, going all the way back past Nixon. It's now finally happening. We now have a motherfucker that really is a dictator, that really does want to take away your freedoms, that really does want to crush you. That's where we're at.
So, when you haven't said that, he's the head. If the head is gone, what's the body going to
You know what? Here's the ground like this.
do? So does that mean they're going to go back to, I didn't like him anyway? All of those that are gargling right now, are they going to go back to, I never did like him? I mean, how are they going to recapture their self-esteem? Or are they even going to try? I mean, who are they going to put up?
Think about this. The answer is they've nominated this motherfucker to be their leader. All of them.
Okay, so now,
Wait, wait, what?
Ask your question again, Gary.
okay,
Ask your, wait, what?
No, just ask your question again.
okay, my question is, since they are going to allegedly try this again, and it's successful, he the head or symbol is gone. So they have, what are they going to do to put somebody in place to run for that, to run for the presidency?
That never has been a problem. There's always motherfuckers
J.D.
wanting
Vance.
to be the leader, wanting to be the
They'll
head,
bring the
willing
vice
to run.
presidential nominee.
Everybody
He
wants to
got
be the
fun.
president of the student body. Everybody.
I know, but
Just only those with the guts to actually do it, do it.
I mean, I hated them kids.
that's not really, okay, he's gone.
Gone.
Who, theoretically, are they, like you mentioned, Nance, this guy?
Vance. What's his name? Vance?
The
Lance.
guy he just elected?
What's
Yeah.
his name? Vance?
I don't know. He got
Vance.
Indian
Vance.
wife.
Jay Vance.
Okay,
Whatever. Vice presidential
Oh,
nominee
Michael
guy.
Vance, the DJ.
No. This is a senator
From Portland.
type guy from who didn't like him in the first
I
election.
didn't like him a lot,
He-
allegedly.
He allegedly really didn't like him, but now he really loves him.
Because
So-
he's got the gold. He who has the gold makes the rules. Everybody comes to kiss the ring.
All right,
Yeah, but a lot
He
of Trump's
closed the
gold
door.
is the heck
so
hung up.
you're saying they're going to move him up, but everybody else who debated against Despicable, they still want that job. Among themselves, you think they're gonna go, yeah, let's just move this guy Vance up who just jumped aboard, or no, I think I'm the best choice because
Vance wasn't, has nothing to do with, that was me interjecting. That, your first question was
yeah, I'm just trying to get an idea.
valid. I mean, that was me interjecting. However, the question was, if you cut off the head, what would the body do?
Yeah,
Flop around like they've been doing for the last 200 years.
Or three.
so they're not going to have anybody else run for the Republican Party.
That's not what I said, because you know what? He's co-opted the Republicans. Okay? Because 10 years ago, 5 years ago, he wouldn't even be a footnote there, because the mood was different. He's changed the mood.
I don't know if I'm any closer to an answer, or I just don't get it.
I'm saying
I just don't know.
Right. I don't think he's answered your question.
I'm trying to be on your side, but I don't know where you're going.
Just out there.
But I think, okay, here's what I would say if I was asked a question. They knock him off, then what are they gonna do? They're gonna put one of them other bitches that are on the line up. That's all. Well, what if it doesn't matter what they think? We've seen that the candidates can do all this talking, and when they get there, it's something different. So it really doesn't matter. If there really was an assassination of the presidential Republican nominee and the election's coming up, they just gonna grab one of them people who's gonna say yes sir and be like, we're picking you because we're in a hurry. We're not about to do all this voting shit. We're gonna do it real quick. Well, you're higher in the polls, as they would say. So you're up. That's what's gonna happen. I don't know where you were going.
I was saying it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
No, it's just
But see, right there. Wait, no, let me. That's not an answer. He asked, so what are they going to do? And your answer is, it doesn't matter. That's not an answer.
My answer is the same thing they've been doing for the last 1,000 years.
Okay,
in
I
this
think
country.
you're just you answer in more of a broad term when it was really a simple. They're probably just gonna put someone else on the lineup. And then say it doesn't matter because they'll probably just do whatever is being said. But it's like you danced around not answering it in your, as he put it, David Dudley way. Like, I got it. That's why I jumped in. I was like, let me translate. Okay.
the producer has said it's time to move on. So,
I did it, but that was starting. I was like, oh, answer the question.
so let me throw this out. Is this the right time for a woman, two women to run for the Democratic Party?
Which two women are we talking about?
I mean, just, is it the right, I got two, okay, one is, what's her name, and the other is,
You're lucky I'm thinking Kamala Harris.
I need the cue card guy over there.
And who might the other one be?
Because that's a question that's kind of been
Who
floating.
might the other one be? Pray tell.
The other lady whose name pops up all the time, isn't she senator from Nebraska or something?
Oh, you wasn't talking about Michelle?
She don't want it.
Michelle made it clear when her husband got finished with his term that she will not be running for president.
Oh yeah,
She don't want
told
that.
him, you think that again, I'm gonna kick your ass.
She just watched him go through that. Why would she want
She said, he's old now and I'm still young, so I'm not finna get old like that.
Exactly. Shit.
But, okay, is it the right time for the Democratic Party to think about putting a woman up there? And I'm saying that assuming Joe Biden, bless his heart, he's done some good stuff. Or maybe I should ask that question first. Is it time for Joe to come to his senses and say, okay, I'm not running for president again. I'm going to,
If you notice, none of the senators have said a goddamn thing. all of the opposition and all the people that are saying it's time for a change, it's time to fucking get rid of the old guy. All those have been Congress people from the House of Representatives, including our own Adam Smith.
Yeah.
So, says something if you read between the lines. Only 10% of the House has even decided to say anything. None of the senators have uttered a word.
Okay, I'm glad you framed it that way. The day after the so-called debate, which I didn't agree with it because I'm saying you don't debate unless you can fact check in real time. So I didn't even watch it. But the day after, Joe did not have a good day debating, and even he admitted it. But was that the right time for some of the Democratic Party to come out and say it's time for Joe to step down, or should they have kept that in private and showed that they're united while the cameras?
First of all, the Democrats and the Democratic part of the press has, the left as they call it, a lot of despicable fucking goddamn gaffes. So I mean, both of them are getting up there, they're older than us. And the whole thing is, we have maladies to where if I were president and shit like this was going on in my body, I'd say, fuck you, you can have this shit. I've made enough money, you know, I've caused enough fucking problems, I've solved enough problems, it's time for me to just go somewhere and do what I do best and take a fucking nap. But that's me.
Well, they have, I believe, in the last 24 hours, they have an exit strategy for Joe, if you will. But that is, he got COVID.
Yeah, he did.
No, he got COVID.
He got COVID. He certainly did. I do remember
He
hearing
looked terrible coming off the plane.
Yeah, he
Now,
did.
now that
And
you mention
Kamala
yeah,
made what amounted to pretty strong speech at the NAACP convention last night.
mm-hmm.
She made a speech. Did you interpret it to show unity for the party or for herself as a potential
Candidate,
nominee?
I think it was probably a little of both.
Which would make sense, right?
Yes, because the thing is, you do one part that you're really sure of about you, and then you do a kind of maybe thing about the party. But you do it diplomatically and with tact and diplomacy rather than just go out there and go, fuck the old guy, I'm the one.
So he even admitted he had a shitty day with the debate.
Oh,
The
boy,
way the
howdy.
Dems are handling it, do you think that's the right way?
Basically, the deal is he has a staff of people that decide which is the right way to bring that shit out. And the whole point is, as far as I'm concerned, as a president, and you're fucking literally, on paper, the most powerful motherfucker on the planet, I'm thinking every day is a bad day.
True that.
So why should this day be any different? And also, if you know you're the fucking president and know how fucking old you are, don't schedule shit so close together. I don't give a shit. You're talking about, hey, you're the president. You motherfuckers deal with my schedule. You know? Be a tough guy and shit in some cases. I don't know. Tell your assistants, like, look, I need this time and this time to take care of this particular stuff and rest. And there's lightweight shit you can take care of while you're resting. There's actual time for when you, I don't know, take a fucking nap. You're still fucking almost fucking 90.
So could
So
Old man ego be getting in his way of.
Oh man, ego got in his way, otherwise he wouldn't be the motherfucking president. You think the president got a small ego?
Well, I'm
He
saying-
might have a, well, we're not gonna go there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, fuck no. It's just like people in show business. You fucking, if you ain't got no ego, get the fuck out and go take
Cut
dictation or cut grass or do something. I mean, fuck, ego is a lot. That's probably numero uno on both sides. I wouldn't have run if I until I found out you was running. Yeah, well, I wouldn't have run until I found out how you fucked up the country. I could be hanging out chilling at one of my goddamn properties. Well, I wasn't gonna run, and then I found out you were back in the game. Fuck. Both of y'all need to just go sit down somewhere in a rocking chair and watch old fucking
'cause-
westerns.
Cause both them motherfuckers is old.
Shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
what's the I was sitting there thinking, what the hell is the difference between Sleepy Joe and 45?
3 years.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's different.
Basically, the
yeah,
deal.
but when you get up there,
But
in your
basic-
70s, like I am and shit, 3 years don't mean shit.
And the deal is, if Trump gets back in there, he's going to be the age that motherfucking Biden is now.
But
As Jermaine Jackson said to Jackie Jackson, when we was kids, you was the older brother. But now, nigga, we all the older brother.
No shit.
Nigga, we all
shit.
old.
And the whole point is, you guys treat senior citizens and elderly people, I don't know what the difference is, but anyway, all us old motherfuckers so differently than you're treating your fucking candidates for president. These two motherfuckers is older than anybody else that I can remember running for the office
yeah, in this country, yeah.
in this country. I don't know. I mean, Reagan was pretty old, but at least we knew what was going on there. Right. And fortunately, Mommy was there to help prop his ass up. Jill's ass seems to be promoting her own agenda, and I don't know what that might be. However, he's out on a limb by his motherfucking self. And Trump is back there, that party, whatever, is back there with a saw. So he needs to figure out a way to get his ass back into the game and take control of shit and really fucking let people know, okay, I'm capable to deal with Trump's bullshit. But so far, the
No man
soap
either.
opera goes on.
Yeah. But you said they have an exit strategy.
Yeah,
Is it going to
COVID.
be in place before the election?
In place, his theory is it's in place right now. They've already started with him saying he got COVID.
Yeah,
Already, that exit strategy
exit
is
strategy
started.
for him to get out.
yeah.
Oh, to save face.
Oh, so,
Okay.
And he has to
you
have
thinking it was a dual thing? So you think they tried to take out Trump and exit Joe? So now it's just an open.
no, well,
That's a possibility.
that for sure, that for sure would be a possibility. But then you would have Kamala Harris running against
Hillary.
possibly J.D. Vance, because I think I don't think anybody else is going to throw their hat in the ring if Joe
Nikki,
suddenly
Nikki.
says I'm gone.
Nikki.
But
That's
Nikki's
on their
still
side.
on the
I don't-
other
I don't
side. Yeah,
really
but
give a
I-
shit.
I see that. Wouldn't it be great, Nikki against Tamala?
yeah.
That would be great. That's a whole lot of stretching and bring it back.
No, but the
It's
whole
not that
thing.
far.
No, but the whole thing it is. See, you didn't hear the speech and how she was accepted at the national convention
Good point.
after
Good
being his main foil. The last one that was trying to hold on with just a little tiny percent of the vote. And she was giving it her all. And she was telling you that this dog shit, low life, degenerate piece of shit motherfucker should not be in the White House. I might have paraphrased that. But the thing I'm trying to tell you is they love her all of a
Okay.
sudden. Now, you know, basically the
Now
deal
that she
is,
done kissed the ring,
basically
now
the
that she done
deal
kissed the
is
ring.
the two parts have now come together, because if you remember when she quit, at first she wouldn't endorse or tell her followers to, right?
Yeah.
But later on that bullshit changed, and it's been slightly changing all in all. And so now she's their little darling again, right? But they couldn't make her VP choice, because that wouldn't been the right strategy. So they get this guy Vance, who also he talked the dog shit about Trump for a long time, and now suddenly he's Trump's ace boon coon.
He kissed the ring.
Like, you know, it's all about that little ring with the T on it, like you see on the side of the building. He just passing that motherfucker around, and they all chapstick it up.
This is a great
Shit.
story. So your story is, this was the plan. The speaker was gone.
Right.
Run Nikki Haley, and
Well,
Joe
you know.
steps down. Run.
But you know, the
Kamala.
thing is, they may, if that were to happen, still put Vance in as their presidential candidate and Nikki in as his VP. And a lot of the motherfuckers on that Republican side would go for that. Because, as I say, they watched her at the convention, and their representatives just really fucking loved her turnaround. So she's got, you know, and then her, because I mean, the girl lost her own goddamn state. I mean, come on now,
Yeah.
you know? But she done turned around, and her shit is, you know, golden at the moment. So it's like an unnamed person, an unnamed source
Right.
said several times, they kissed the ring.
So she did the little flashy thing.
Right, just like in Men in Black. No
She
shit.
did the little flashy.
All you motherfuckers forget what the hell happened in the
Yeah.
primaries. Okay, now, you know, but that seems to be, as earlier was brought up, the attempt on his life may or may not have been staged in favor of one group or another.
So that's fitting in with your greater,
Right.
greater plan scenario, exit strategy. But, so you saw Nikki Hayes as being a part of the exit strategy.
That's Haley.
Haley, what did I say, Nikki Hayes?
Hayes.
Yeah, Nikki Haley is part of being
Right.
the exit strategy.
She had nothing to do with it.
No, it's not her thing at all. See, basically what you're doing is you're crisscrossing the story, because what he, and I'm trying to follow along, has been doing, he's talking about one perspective, then he's talking about another perspective, then he's talking about another perspective, and yet another one. You are cross-tying these perspectives. Nikki Haley is a big part of the Republican plan, and we might even get into how they have their side of the CIA and the Secret Service, and same thing, you know. And then you have a lot of other people that are far, far left that are saying, guess what? Secret Service and SS are the same initials, but we're not even going to go there.
Right.
The whole point is, he's still with, on the Democratic side, I mean, on the Republican side, with Nikki Haley. Basically, the question was, if the head was cut off, which would have been him, if he had been a couple millimeters this way or
Right.
that, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
that would have fucking put the party in even more turmoil than it normally is. Right now, that would have kind of brought them together, and then we started talking about Nikki Haley, and I saw a lot of the footage of her reception at the convention, day 1, day 2, day 3, it was fucking scary. So anyway, back to reality, I digress.
Now, there's a lot to untwine.
No, but basically, the basic thing was, if he was killed, that was the whole question, and he finally answered that. Then we moved on to suggestions as to who would try to, which head they would try to reattach to the body. And that's where Nikki Haley came up, and I was telling you
Because
about
I
her
was asking
reception.
about,
Oh, okay.
is it time
Now,
for a woman to run for president?
on the
Democratic.
Republican side. On the Democratic side, it's pretty much a given that if Joe goes away, or God forbid, gets stricken to where he can't perform hardly anything, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion the Democrats are going to rally behind Kamala. Because I haven't heard of them talking about anyone else in the Democratic Party that they would, put up against Kamala, yet alone Trump. The big thing is, everything that we were talking about in the Republican Party was totally hypothetical.
Yeah, I honestly,
But this could happen, and when we started talking about an exit strategy,
okay.
For Joe.
that's when now back they were skipping the Republican Party, we're jumping back over to the Democrats.
And
Okay.
and if COVID is the exit strategy,
So the exit
you're
strategy,
weaponizing COVID.
no, it's not that he's going. Basically the deal is,
He got COVID. That he's out of here. He can't run. That's all we're saying. I feel like we're going in a big circle and everybody's saying the same thing over and over. And I'm
like,
sorry.
yes,
I didn't mean to blow up like that, guys. But
Because we are going in a circle.
no,
Like
but
one of those
but
turnarounds.
that's what I'm saying. It's like that's the beginning of it, and that's where I thought we left it. But if a tag team back again. Anyway. Did you
So
have
the
another
basic question was, is this the right time for a woman to run for president? That was, I thought, that was
Right.
the basic question.
And my answer was, and still is, Democrats, yes, because they've already said it. Republicans, it's still Donald Trump.
Okay, so let's go to Democrats, because I really
I
don't care
believe,
about the other party.
I believe they believe that it's time, in that from everything that I've heard, people are all, as I said, the House members are saying, Joe, it's time to give it up, right? The only response that I've heard to that is whisperings that Kamala's going to be the Democratic nominee from the convention. So I think in the Democratic Party, apparently they feel it is time to run a woman for president.
But Joe is saying, I ain't giving up shit.
Well, that's fine. But
So
the
can
thing
he
is,
win?
But the thing is, Joe is not only fighting and depending on his vote count or whatever, he's depending on God or whoever he believes in to keep his ass in shape to run. What he needs to say is, God willing and the creek don't rise, I'm going to keep on motherfucking plowing ahead. But he's not only fighting Trump.
Yeah.
He's got age and
He's
he's
fighting
got
time and
God
shit, yeah.
and time to fight. So the whole thing is, as I say, it doesn't appear that he's doing it in a way that is beneficial to him.
So can Joe rally the party, and can he get his donors back that have backed away from writing him a check?
You know what I think? I think if he quits, the Republicans are gonna win big time. If he quits. If he stays the course, don't take no exit strategy, none of that shit, he'll be able to rally the party, because I truly believe that there are enough motherfuckers out there that say hell no to Trump, not one more year. But ain't nobody else gonna stem that tide, I don't think. Nobody else is strong enough, I don't think.
Interesting. So you don't think Kamala
No,
is strong
No.
enough at this point in time?
no.
I
And she
personally,
never will be.
I personally
Oh,
was not necessarily worried, but intrigued that she became vice president. Biden just kept. I thought from the record that she had as whatever
In
attorney
California,
general,
shit,
California,
yeah.
whatever. They played that shit, and knowing America like I thought I knew America, I said, well, now that's gonna go by the wayside. They're getting it out early. Sure enough, then the election happened. They won.
it seemed like
Right.
a photo app, but it was a good placement, right?
Sure, but the whole
Male,
thing
woman of
is,
color.
the whole thing is, they were ready for a woman to run for president even back then. Otherwise, he and his election committee would not have picked her counter to what the party
Yeah.
wanted. So that's in
I personally think after, with Joe being tied to Barack, it would have looked anything other than picturesque if there wasn't a black person next
a
to him.
person of color, and
Well,
and she was qualifications and on paper wise, then they dug up all this other crap and it was like, yeah, there's mudslinging, whatever. But even then, I did not think she was ready to be a vice president. One step away, one heartbeat away
Yeah.
from being the president. That was my personal feeling. And I really haven't changed that. I've watched her speak and I've looked at some of her proposals or whatever that they say she made and she's working on that or whatever, and I'm like, okay. She may be networking and shit, she's making these little interconnections, but the whole thing is, as far as I don't see him conferring with her about major issues, domestic or foreign, and I would think as far as domestic, he would take care of foreign policy, she would take care of domestic policy. I mean, he's in charge of both, he's the head coach,
Yeah.
but the assistant coach has to have something to do.
Or maybe she
You know.
stayed in her own lane until blank.
But the whole point is, her own lane is not conducive to her being popular, because it's a popularity contest. Shit, I mean, it's like, if you take Biden away and you take Trump away, we don't know who the fuck we be looking at. If
Right.
you think about it,
Let's face it, it's an anti-popular election coming up.
because like I said, it's a popularity contest.
But could she bring independence? Could she bring independent
There's
voting?
the whole
Could
point.
she,
Then I told you, there's this tennis effect. One week this motherfucker, you talk to him, he's voting for Biden. Next week, fuck Biden, I'm voting for Trump. Next week, I'm Biden. Next week, I'm Trump. So you have to catch these people on the right week, is what I'm saying. Because there's so many people that are looking at the news, reading the paper, online, of course.
Wait, are y'all talking about the same thing?
But
You're talking about Kamala Harris and what that looks like.
Yeah.
You're talking about Trump and Biden and people voting for them. I don't think you guys are talking about the same thing, unless I missed something.
no, I'm just saying the popularity.
I could be missing something. I thought I was talking about can
Popularity.
Kamala win? I mean, could she be a nominee?
No, popularity contest is what I was talking about. She's not, the
Okay.
stuff she's doing is not the same, it's not the stuff that makes her popular in voters' minds.
So, yes or no, is she a viable candidate, assuming Joe steps down? Is she a viable, can she win the 2024 election if Joe steps down?
Clear cut question, guys. I heard the question.
I would
Let's
have
answer.
to say no right at this, in my mind right now, no. Okay.
David?
You, sir?
No, not now, not yesterday, not tomorrow.
Amen. See, that's how you answer a question. Now go on your tangent. Both of you answered it directly, and that's all I wanted for like a half hour.
That's what I was saying. No, I don't think she's the viable candidate. Yes, I think the Democratic Party thinks it's time to run a woman.
Okay.
So that's, you know.
Yeah, I'll
What's it
see.
gonna take for Joe to rally the Democratic Party and win the election?
To stay healthy, get healthier, and maybe change some of them speech writers he got.
What kind of wish list you got to stay healthy and continue to stay? You're doing the best you can. man.
No, but
Like
that's
you
what I'm
said,
saying.
take
Stay
some time
healthy.
out.
Look, we all have no control over our own health, let alone he's a fucking human. He has no control over his health. But he still has to continue, and he has to get the right doctors and nutritionists or whatever, and people. And then he needs to play whatever that new game is, Wordle and all that shit. He needs to keep his mind straight. So he needs to keep his mind straight and he needs to keep his body straight. If God has that intent for him, if that what he has in mind for him, so be it. But if that doesn't happen, chaos will follow.
I'm sorry, I just don't believe that someone with a job as important as the President of the United States,
Exactly.
if they have to take some downtime to do Wordle and Scrabble to make sure their shit is sharp. Nah, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You got to do
Fuck
something.
out of here. You need to be sharpened up.
You got to exercise the mind and get some new speech writers.
CJ said it.
Like
He
me.
needs to use
Yeah.
some skilled brain
Said,
skills.
they be like, listen, well, we got a flight from DC to California. What's that? About 2 hours? Let me get my Wordle because my shit's scrambled right now. Like, nah, man.
You know, you take that time for a nap.
Do like me. Go to the
I'm
doctor
saying,
with my-
and I ain't saying don't do nothing fun. Whatever your downtime stuff is, cool. But if that's a crutch you depend on, be like, hold on, man, because my words is running together. Let me Wordle up real quick. That's like a re-energize. Nah.
I don't even know what the fuck word it is.
All right,
It's
let's-
just my heart.
I don't really
Yeah,
I
so
don't do it. So
I mean, we kind of saw that at the debate. He was overdosed with information.
overdrug.
Or drug, probably.
Well, yeah, I'm saying I can't find Geritol anymore, but I mean, he was just overdosed with information, and he couldn't keep up with all of it.
It jumbled out badly.
So
You know what? I ain't going for all that. It's time for us to get out of here. I think the bottom line is this. The motherfucker's old. Plain and simple. He's old. His brain get mushed up. His mouth get mushed up.
There you go.
And Trump is the same way. They twins.
Yeah, but Trump has, I don't know, more,
Hair.
there you go, that's one thing.
I don't think Trump has lost his mind as much as Joe, but I think Trump is dumber than Joe. Just on a human level, I think Trump is dumber and makes dumber decisions. But as far as intelligence, I don't think he's there.
I think Joe's losing it a lot on that part, on that mental part.
Intelligence is strong. That's not what I meant. But
It's that mental part.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think both of them's on the verge, so, you know.
Well, I'm out of here. Like I said, good conversation,
Again and again.
good vitamins. Hey, what's up, grandson?
Hello.
What's up,
All right.
sister?
Hey.
Hey.
But I'm out. What y'all got?
Oh, hell, most of the things we said were hypothetical, and they're not copywritten. so that's a bit of a problem. But we're not expressing the views of our sponsors or
Or the peaches.
our producers or anyone specifically, personally. It's it's hypothetical. But it's damn good though. It's great theory. Conspiracy, oh fuck yeah, we'll get into that. But
he said with a straight face.
as I always say, if you liked us and you loved us, tell people about it. Tell your friends, tell your family. Subscribe if that's possible. We can do that anytime, or just send us money. Oh, share. I said that. Okay. And if you didn't like us, well, just keep it to yourself and find somebody else to hate. Anyway, I'm the real Cliff Barnes, and I'm out. What about you, sir?
The street philosopher is back. Let me end with this. Mostly people of my age group or whatever. Take care of yourself, and when I say that, I don't mean physically, I mean your mental health. I've been going through some things recently. Your body and your ass and your heart and your brain will send you indicators that you need to get them taken care of. Listen to them. It's no joke. If something doesn't feel right or seem right, see somebody about it. Go see your doctor, get it taken care of. Now here's where the frustration is going to come in. You go to your doctor, you're expecting to get an appointment like tomorrow. Nay. It may be out in the future, but you still have to get that taken care of. It doesn't go away just because your doctor can't see you till August 50th. So you got to hang in there and take. This is no joke. You got to take care of yourself. I'm seeing a team right now. I've had some struggles, and I put it off for a long time. So like we were hypothetically talking about Joe Biden. Don't hypothetically put off your mental health. Take care of it right away. So it's been great. I wanted to come back having this hypothetical conversation with America.
And hypothetical co-host.
That actually was directed straight at Joe Biden. That's not hypothetical. That was directed to Joe Biden, and especially all of the young black men in America and on the face of the planet.
Yes.
Young black men, especially American black men, get tested, get stuff checked, and stay aware and as you said, be aware of your body, because your body will tell you when something's fucking up.
Yeah.
Don't wait till it's too late.
Yeah. Be well, stay safe, stay hydrated, peace or not, depending on what you prefer.